It's possible the killer pushed the wrong woman.
Why would anyone want to kill me?
That's an excellent question. Summer is the logical victim here. From what's been said tonight, she obviously had an unsavory past with Luke Spencer, and that alone involves a certain amount of risk.
Well, why would anyone confuse Emily with Summer?
They're both the same height. They were both wearing coats that were very similar. The fog was extremely dense. They could have been easily mistaken. Summer just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
She has a point.
Yes, but her agenda is obvious.
Not to me.
Once again, you're twisting the facts to protect Luke Spencer.
That's a kind of miracle, isn't it?
Dad, where is she?
They'll find her.
What did you do with her?
Look, she's resting peacefully on a garden bench. Don't worry about it.
Resting peacefully? You can't even leave her alone when she's dead?
I needed to stretch her worse than she did.
You don't even care that she's dead because of you.
Why does Luke Spencer inspire your undying loyalty?
Do we really want to get into this right now?
You could have been district attorney at this very moment if not for Luke. At least that's what Nikolas tells me.
Blaming Luke is a Cassadine tradition. Think nothing of it.
You have worked with Luke against your own family at every turn, and now you're trying to convince us that he had nothing to do with this poor woman's death.
Because he didn't.
Are you saying he's not capable of murder?
I think people are capable of anything.
Look, we aren't even sure it was a murder.
Yeah, maybe she jumped.
The grounds were damp. We've been drinking champagne. Fog, she could have slipped.
Scott Baldwin's findings were very specific. The preliminary results point toward Luke as the killer.
So you believe Scott Baldwin?
Oh. Emily, tell us again, what did you see?
Hey, she already told you everything.
Luke and Summer were arguing.
And there was a struggle.
Hey, why don't you just back off?
Xander.
Luke walked off, and when I left, Summer was alone.
And Luke could have been hiding in the shadows, waiting for his chance.
Anyone could have been hiding out there.
Well, it's a terrible omen for this marriage, no matter what really happened. I mean, if you believe in that sort of thing.
All right, this little parlor trial is over.
Prince has spoken.
How much longer are we going to be stuck in here?
Well, the police will have to release us eventually.
It was obviously Luke, but you continue to insist that it wasn't, so all right. Luke wasn't the only intruder on the island tonight. What were you doing out here tonight?
You don't have to explain anything to him.
I called Emily. She agreed to meet me.
Were you hoping to convince Emily to break off her engagement to Nikolas? How romantic.
Jilted lovers are known to react badly. Were you out here to get revenge?
Hey, there is no possible way that Xander would try to push me off a cliff. That's ridiculous.
Jealousy makes people act in ridiculous, desperate, and even violent ways.
Stefan, stop it.
Xander would never deliberately try to hurt me.
You know what? You don't have to defend me to this jerk.
You have a history of violence, a long history.
You're being unfair.
Oh, the first time they met, what happened? Didn't you drag Emily away at gunpoint? Didn't he steal your car and drive to Canada? Is that not correct?
Oh, that must have been some first date.
It was a very long time ago.
No, hey, sounds like fun.
Oh, Xander is jealous, possessive.
And I killed Summer. Nailed it, Steph.
Xander.
If I can't have Emily, no one can. That's how my mind works. I can't help myself.
Talking now,
but as usual,
Xander.
I botched the job. Came here to kill the girl that I used to love and threw a hooker off a cliff. Oh, well, we're both trash, right? Take me in.
Bravo.
I asked you to leave this alone.
I'm simply stating the obvious.
You make a really bad detective.
But at least there's another suspect besides Luke. Doesn't that please you?
You're trying to create a diversion, and I don't know why.
I'm making a point. If it wasn't your friend Luke, perhaps it was your protege here.
Look, the police are investigating. There's nothing we can do about Summer's death right now, one way or the other. Let's just leave it at that.
Maybe this party isn't so boring after all.
The police say to leave at once.
Did they find anything?
They're setting the search dogs loose. It isn't safe to be on the grounds.
Oh, well then let's all just go running out into the fog, shall we?
I'll get you home.
That will be all.
All right, yeah, sooner the better.
You need to leave?
Yes.
I need you to stay.
You don't have to take orders from this guy.
I need a moment alone with my sister.
You cool with this?
I'm fine. Don't annoy the police.
As long as they stay away from me.
Well, Lydia, you've had a very stressful evening. Why don't you go upstairs to your room and rest?
got here just in time, didn't she?
I agree. I see no point in wasting another second talking about that woman's death.
Okay, good. So why do you want me here? You know I hate Windermere. Just being here puts me in a bad mood.
That's enough. You are on very shaky ground.
You're not supposed to be here.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No. Why are you still here?
I won't be much longer.
Don't tell me you're gonna jump.
Why would you think that?
Heartbroken man, edge of a cliff, middle of the night, you do the math.
I'm not jumping.
Good. Because we'd never hear the end of it. You know, nobody actually thinks you killed Summer. That was just Stefan being arbitrary.
Stefan doesn't matter.
You're obviously still in love with Emily.
Who are you, anyway?
Friend of the family?
Why don't you go back to the family and leave me alone?
Look, Emily loves you, not Nikolas.
Not according to her.
Yeah, well, she's convinced herself that she's doing the right thing by marrying him, but in the end, Emily's heart will win out. As long as you don't give up, true love is worth fighting for.
Pretty good liar for a rich girl.
Thank you.
True love part. Landing on a little thick.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind.
You want to be with Nikolas? Well, me and Emily get back together.
Okay, yes. Is that so terrible?
It's too late.
Not from where I stand.
You don't know Emily. There's nobody that fights harder, takes bigger chances, or believes when there's no reason to. There's nobody even comes close. Now that Nikolas has Emily to love him, I'll never settle for you.
You should have never invited Summer. Actually, there should have never even been a party.
Oh, you're not responsible for what happened to Summer.
Look, I started the lie. It just keeps growing.
No, offer still stands. You can get out at any time.
I don't want out. Sometimes knowing I'm protecting Xander is the only thing that keeps me going. Although after what happened to Summer, I don't know if it's worth it. I guess we're all dying in a way, huh?
Hey, don't think that.
Maybe it's easier just to go off a cliff.
Stop it right now.
I know, you're right.
You'll get through this.
Yeah, at least I have a chance, huh? It's more than what Summer had.
You think Luke pushed her?
I hope not. Look, he's already lost way too much.
Hey, whoa, hey, can you get the dog away from here? The woman's dead, can you show her a little respect? Hey, whoa, what's going on here? Found something. Yeah, he found victim. Get out of here. But sir, it's my best dog. Well, he's not very good. Send him back to the kennel academy. Get out of here. Yapping dog. Move out. Goodbye, son. Wasn't lucky. Sorry about Summer. She was trying to turn her life around. And she just stayed away from your father. We got him! What? He left her body on the bench in the garden.
Why was the third guard on that stretcher?
Well, because Summer was dead.
Didn't you know my dad would try and pull some?
Are you behind this? Are you helping him?
Are you kidding? Didn't you hear me accuse my dad of murder?
D.A. Baldwin.
Yeah.
He got away.
What?
Just as we were landing on shore.
You knuckleheads. This is D.A. Baldwin. I want APB put out on Luke Spencer. Now. Are you helping your father get away? No.
Not at all.
He killed your girlfriend.
You don't know that, neither do I. But whoever did kill Summer, I'm gonna make them pay.
Life can be very difficult on the wrong side of a powerful family.
Are you threatening me?
On the contrary, I've protected you your entire life.
But very often when it was convenient for you and served your own purposes.
You wouldn't be alive if not for me.
What is with you? I'm making reasonable assumptions about this murder, and you're upset about it.
It's counterproductive for everyone.
Have you put yourself in charge of the case?
Cassidines cannot deal with another scandal.
Since when?
You have seen the financial records. The entire future of the Cassidines is in question. I need to know where your loyalties are.
Okay. Regarding what?
Can I count on you to stand with me?
What am I missing here?
Dad got away.
Good.
He didn't kill anybody.
I agree.
Stefan and I tried to stay neutral in this fight. But if I find out a Cassidine killed Summer, I'll take that vendetta to a whole new level.
These ridiculous police dogs kept me up all night.
None of us got much sleep.
Can you believe how easily that Spencer guy got away?
Actually, Lydia, I'm quite busy.
You know, the police are going to figure out what you did, if they haven't already.
I didn't do anything.
You tried to kill Emily Quartermain.
I did no such thing.
I don't believe this. You know, I show up here to marry Nikolas, and his fiancée, somebody tries to kill her, and you don't think the police are going to notice?
If you keep talking that way, you'll only be casting suspicion on yourself.
I never asked you to kill anybody.
I didn't.
Don't you even care? I mean, aren't you even nervous?
The cliffs can be treacherous at night. Summer met with a terrible accident. The Cassidine family sends out our sincere condolences.
And what about Alexis? She basically figured the whole thing out. What makes you think she won't go to the police?
She won't take a stand against the family.
Well, that wasn't her attitude last night.
All the police are looking for is a viable suspect. And I intend to give them one.
As long as it isn't me.
Hey! Why are you the only person I've seen today who isn't melting into the pavement?
Cassidines are cold-blooded. Haven't you figured that out yet?
Hey, are you thirsty? I can ask Cook to make us some iced tea.
No. No, thanks. What?
You're afraid I'm gonna barf it up, aren't you?
Thought crossed my mind, yes.
Nope. You know, I'm having a good day so far.
Yeah?
Yep. And I'm ready to do something I should have done a long time ago.
Tell Xander the truth?
Nope. Leave town.
Luke Spencer is the prime suspect in this murder.
Yeah, well, he disappeared last night.
Good. So the police will chase after him and leave us alone, allowing you to focus on the task at hand.
You mean marrying Nikolas?
Mm-hmm. And don't forget you have until the end of the year or the Cassidine finances will collapse, and you'll be penniless.
You're not a very cheerful man, are you?
Removing Emily is obviously out of the question now.
No, it always was for me. But I have another idea.
Never mind. I'll come up with a plan.
No, your plans make me a little too nervous. And this may seem drastic, but it will work.
Now, why would you want to leave town?
Partly because I'll start looking like the Walking Dead very soon.
That's no problem for the Cassidine.
But also because Summer would still be alive, if not for me. Lucky wouldn't be grieving, and you wouldn't be engaged to someone you don't love.
I could do worse. I have done worse. Anyway, the only part of my life that makes sense.
You keep saying that.
It's true.
Oh, how'd this lie get so out of hand?
Will going away make it any better?
Maybe things will calm down.
Emily, Xander would follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Monica and Alan would fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And Monica would tell Xander the truth.
You want me to stay?
Of course I do. But that's not the point. You still haven't said why leaving would help you.
I want to make it easier on people.
Oh. Look, all any of us have ever wanted is for you to do what's best for yourself.
I'm not so frightened anymore, thanks to you. But you'll probably dump me when I go bald.
That was the plan, yes.
Yeah. I suspected.
But why not stay here for a while, you know? And when you start getting, like, really ugly, I'll just ship you off to a Greek island somewhere. Why are you laughing? I'm not kidding. I don't kid.
I couldn't do this without you, you know that?
Look, if you want to leave, I'll help you any way I can.
I appreciate that.
But why not give yourself a chance and just live for a while?
Is something you want to tell me?
I saw you and Gia kissing. And it threw me. I know I told you to move on, but it's one thing to say it, and it's another to actually see you with someone else.
Are you kidding? You're jealous?
Maybe a little.
Emily, you dumped me. I fought it for weeks. Then I finally start to move on, and you have a problem with it?
Alexander, it's okay.
No, you know, it's not okay. Emily, you made your choice. Now don't try and expect me to make you change your mind.
I don't.
Okay, then don't come down on Gia either. She's my friend before and after you came back, and if she and I want to be together, then it's our business, not yours.
I'm sorry, I can't do this right now.
Thinking about summer?
Yeah.
Why don't you go home and get some rest?
No, I can't. I need some answers first.
The police collected all the evidence they could find. Lucky.
You know what? The police will use any excuse to file charges against my dad.
You really think Luke was framed?
Damn it, Nikolas, he didn't kill her. Somebody else was waiting out here until she was alone and pushed her off that bluff.
Okay. How can I help?
I want to talk to every servant guard who was working that night. Unless you want to try and stonewall me like Stefan did and kick me off the island.
I'm sorry if I'm not as convinced as you are Luke is innocent. He was desperate that night. If he thought Summer was keeping Laura from him, he could have reacted out of anger.
So your answer's no?
No. Talk to whoever you like.
What if the killer turns out to be your uncle?
All right, now I'm gonna go get some money, page your mom.
No, I don't want her to know. She'll just get worried over nothing.
Emily, it's not nothing, okay? You passed out in the park. We gotta get some doctors to run some tests on you.
It's 100 degrees in the shade. It's 90% humidity, and I already told you I haven't eaten anything since breakfast this morning. Can you please just tell him that every woman on earth goes on a crash diet the minute she's engaged?
I'm sorry, I'm not that used to bridal preparations.
Look, why don't you just go talk to a nurse? You know, she'll probably tell you you're dehydrated. That way no one needs to fight about it, okay? Look, and I'll even walk you down there to make sure you don't collapse, all right?
If it's that important to you, fine.
All right, I'll wait for you here, Gia.
Emily's gonna be a little while longer.
Is something wrong?
I guessed right. She's dehydrated. Maybe I should have gone into medicine instead of law. She's got so much she's dealing with: the engagement party, her family, Summer's death.
Fighting with me.
Look, she needs some rest. Maybe we should leave her alone, you know?
Gia, I can't leave Emily here by herself. She's gonna need a ride home. Somebody to stay with her for a while.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna head out. You know, you let me know when you got her settled, okay?
Gia, wait. I'm not talking about me, okay? I'm gonna call Nikolas so he can take care of Emily.
Luck?
No, it seems like everybody that was working that night was deaf and blind.
The fog was really heavy. Lucky you had to be right on top of Luke or Summer to have seen anything.
Yeah, Em was there. I still need to check with her.
She'll just tell you Luke and Summer were fighting.
Nikolas, he didn't do it. You know what? He cared about her. He understood her. He knew that she was lost and she was just hungry for a better life.
And scared to death of getting it because she couldn't trust it was real. Men wanted her for everything except who she really was, Lucky.
Where did that come from? thought you always hated her.
You don't have to like someone to have compassion for them. Nikolas Convinces. When? All right, I'll be right there. That was Xander. Emily needs my help. I have to.
You wanted to see me, sir?
My brother has some questions. Tell him anything he wants to know. Call me if you need anything else, all right?
Okay, so you were on the island the night that the woman fell off the bluff?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear or see anything unusual?
No, sir. I was on the docks all evening.
Okay. Thanks anyway.
What about Darius?
Who?
Darius. He came from Europe with Mr. Stepan Cassadine. He was here before the party.
Is he on the island now?
I have not seen him.
When was the last time Darius was around?
The night that woman died.
What happened?
Emily collapsed in the park.
Sure, right?
She's just a little dehydrated. You can go and see her now.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Hey, Nikolas. I get it now. Emily and I, it's over between us. You make her happy, she says. That's all I ever wanted for her. So just treat her well. Emily's special. She deserves a good life.
Yes, she does.
And let her know that I won't be pressuring her anymore.
I'll tell her everything you said, Xander.
Not comfortable talking about my cancer, especially in front of a group of total strangers.
Emily, support groups can be a godsend when you're in a fight like this. I mean, joining one was a turning point for Monica.
Emily, I didn't want to go to Arizona to a wellness center. I didn't want to sit with a bunch of cancer patients. But I went, and I sat, and I listened, and I realized I wasn't alone. It really changed my life.
Look, maybe it can help you too. Just go to one meeting. Please, for our sake.
Please, Em. You want me to go with you?
No, thanks, but I have to do this alone.
Emily, this is a positive step. We wouldn't be encouraging you to do this unless we thought it would help.
Listen, you think that nobody understands what you're going through. But those women in there, they do, Em. I promise you they do. I love you.
I love you, sweetheart.
What about you? Are you okay? I still can't believe that about Susan. How many years has she been cancer-free? 4. They found it in her lymph nodes. Stage 3.
Emily?
I'm sorry, I can't do this. Emily, wait.
Hello?
Nikolas, hi, it's Monica Quartermain. And, well, I need your help. Alan and I tried to get Emily to go to a cancer survivor support group, and she lasted about 30 seconds. She just ran out, and we have no idea where she went. Do you?
When did this happen?
Just now.
Okay, I'll find her. Thanks for calling.
Are you all right?
The meeting started a half hour ago. I'm already late. I don't even want to be in there, Nikolas.
Well, that makes sense. I'll tell you what, you go, and I'll go find Xander and tell him the truth.
That is blackmail.
Look, you are convinced that you are going to die. You don't want Xander to watch that. I can understand. But let me let you in on a little secret, Emily. I don't want to watch you die either.
I never asked you to. I only asked you to pretend to love me.
I don't want to lose you. I want you in my life. Okay? Asking me for favors, fighting for every lost cause in the universe. But why won't you fight for yourself? I've done everything you've asked me to do. But now I need you to do something for me. You have to consider the possibility that you can survive this. You have to go in there with those women who have managed it, and you have to sit down and you have to talk to them. Yeah, that's blackmail, and you know what? I am better at it than you are.
Let's keep thinking about... Hi, Emily in there?
Yeah, you were right, she didn't want to go.
Well, thank you for getting her here.
These groups have to work, Monica. I know Emily, once she starts fighting, she won't stop.
You know, you're beginning to sound like a real fiancé.
I'm just someone who really loves Emily.
I know you are a very good friend to Emily.
Yes, but I've been completely selfish. Emily is unique. I need her in this world, Monica. I need her in my life.
And do you hear yourself? I mean, Nikolas, you're sounding as though it's just a little bit more than friendship.
Well, I love Emily. I'm as invested in her survival as anyone else who loves her, including you and Alan.
And I believe you. I do. Because you're saying everything that a mother would want and expect to hear from a future son-in-law. But what I'm hearing is that you and Emily are pretending to be engaged.
I want Emily to live through this. I will do absolutely whatever it takes to make sure that happens.
Does that include marrying Emily for real?
I'd marry Emily tomorrow if that's what she wanted. Does that bother you?
No. No. Nikolas, I'm really very, very touched by your devotion to Emily. I'm kind of wondering about your life. It just seems that you've put everything on hold to support Emily. But what about your family and your relationships? Isn't it, a bit beyond the call of friendship?
Oh, I see. You actually think I have a life or relationships?
Well, yes, I do.
Well, Monica, my attachments are limited. Okay, I was engaged to Gia. Now we hardly speak. My uncle's possessive and controlling. My mother's in a mental institution, may not ever recognize me again. And my brother's preoccupied with solving Summer's murder and starting to suspect the Cassadines. So, you see, Emily's the only solid relationship I have. I need her at least as much as she needs me.
Okay. Okay. Look, right now, I'm just grateful that you got Emily to go into that support group. I so hope it's going to help her.
Yeah. Anything else I can do, just let me know.
I know you are a very good friend to Emily.
Yes, but I've been completely selfish. Emily is unique. I need her in this world. Monica, I need her in my life.
And do you hear yourself? I mean, Nikolas, you're sounding as though it's just a little bit more than friendship.
Well, I love Emily. I'm as invested in her survival as anyone else who loves her, including you and Alan.
And I believe you. I do. Because you're saying everything that a mother would want and expect to hear from a future son-in-law. But what I'm hearing is that you and Emily are pretending to be engaged.
I want Emily to live through this. I will do absolutely whatever it takes to make sure that happens.
Does that include marrying Emily for real?
I lost my hair 2 weeks to the day, and I remember waking up that morning, and all of a sudden I looked down at my pillow and there was some hair, and I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. And I went into the shower a couple hours later, and it kept coming out.
My daughter asked me, she was 8 at the time, are you going to lose all your hair?
I went to my husband, I said, it's time.
And I said, well, I don't know. And she said, well, if you do, will you get a wig? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, can I get one too?
And he stuck my head over the trash can with the dog clippers, and we shaved it off. But that was a way for me to take control and say the cancer wasn't going to be in control, I was. And it was so much better than it just falling out.
I never thought I would be at this point in my life. I was just going on with my, routine. And next thing you know, it's like you hitting a brick wall.
As it starts, you think it's never going to end.
Exactly.
When am I going to get to the other side? When is this bad dream going to be over?
My mother is a breast cancer survivor. And so, the initial feeling like it's a death sentence.
It's not that way.
It's not necessarily that way.
Chemotherapy is a life drip. It's not the death drip.
How did you find your tumor?
I found it on a self-exam.
I first noticed a dimple on my right breast.
I felt the lump inadvertently in the shower. I was not doing breast exams, which I now do.
And I got a shower and I thought, what is that? I ignored it.
Actually showed it to my gynecologist, who essentially blew me off and said, what are you worried about? You're young, you're healthy, this is fibrocystic, it's nothing, don't worry about it, go home.
I had no idea that was the first clue of breast cancer.
And inadvertently found it, had a mammogram, it came back negative, and I was so relieved.
Called a friend for referral, went to see another doctor, went in to see him. He did an ultrasound and a needle biopsy, came back negative.
So I went to my doctor, and he said, oh, it's nothing, it's just a cyst, it's nothing. And I said, no, I feel it's more than a cyst.
But he kept pushing me to come back, and I'm like, okay, everything's negative, why?
And he said, well, I'm going to send you to the doctor to have it checked.
And he said, you know what? It's still there, let's take it out.
And when they took it out, it was malignant.
So they checked it, and of course it came back, cancerous.
When they took it out is when it was positive.
It was Mother's Day weekend, and I felt that it was also this malicious irony that it's Mother's Day weekend, and I may not be able to get to be a mother anymore.
It was surreal. It didn't seem real.
I'd marry Emily tomorrow if that's what she wanted. Does that bother you?
No, Nicholas, I'm really very, very touched by your devotion to Emily. I'm kind of wondering about your life. It just seems that you've put everything on hold to support Emily, but what about your family and your relationships? Isn't it, a bit beyond the call of friendship?
Oh, I see. You actually think I have a life or relationships?
Well, yes, I do.
Well, Monica, my attachments are limited. Okay, I was engaged to Gia. Now we hardly speak. My uncle's possessive and controlling. My mother's in a mental institution, may not ever recognize me again. And my brother's preoccupied with solving Summer's murder and starting to suspect the Cassadine. So, you see, Emily's the only solid relationship I have. I need her at least as much as she needs me.
Okay. Look, right now, I'm just grateful that you got Emily to go into that support group. I so hope it's going to help her.
Yeah. Well, anything else I can do, just let me know.
It's important to have your support group and have people.
I don't know what I would do without them.
I felt like I was just sort of lifted up and carried through with my friends.
My husband.
People that you didn't expect to be there for you are really there for you.
I remember probably right around the time after the mastectomy, after the chemo, looking in the mirror going, I don't know what kind of life this is going to be.
I mean, in the midst of all the horror.
I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know how much surgery.
People say the colors in your life change. They really do.
I remember kind of thinking, I should give this man a way out, which was the most infuriating thing I could have ever done or even said to him. He's so incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I got a better life back.
I can say today, honestly, that my life is better now than it's ever been.
I just took it for granted and realized, how much people love one another.
Yeah, exactly.
I kept a journal while I went through this experience just to help to clarify my thoughts. And when it was all over, I gave them each a copy of the journal. And Emily, I would like to give you this copy of the journal. So
so much, Mary.
We're happy that you're here. We're happy you're here.
Sergei said you wanted to see me. Did you find something?
This is not about Summer, but I overheard Stefan and Lydia when they thought they were alone, and they are conspiring to work together to get you guys married. There seems to be a lot of money at stake.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, Lydia's not the most subtle woman I've ever met, and I've noticed a few looks back and forth. What astonishes me is that they actually think there's a chance.
Well, there isn't, right? Because of Emily?
Hi. How was the session?
Fine.
Just fine?
You wanted me to go, I went. Did Nikolas leave?
Yeah, a little while ago.
Did he say where he was going?
No, tell me about the session. I mean, did you learn anything, or did you hate it?
Yeah, I need to find Nikolas first.
That was abrupt.
I'm beginning to think that this pretend relationship between Emily and Nikolas is turning into the real thing.
You're really in love with Emily, aren't you?
Well, we'll get married.
Well, something about your engagement seemed off to me.
What? Because it was so fast?
Maybe.
I mean, because, you know, that's how things happen sometimes. Just bam, out of nowhere. It's like being struck by lightning, I guess, and blink, and the world's a different place than it was a second ago. If you're fortunate, it gets better. Sometimes it gets worse. Usually a little bit of both. Either way, you're in it, and there's no turning back.
Spoon Island is teeming with guards and servants. Any one of them could have overheard you, and you don't exactly inspire loyalty in your employees.
You saw someone, but it wasn't a servant. Who was it?
No one.
Who did you see, Lydia?
I told you, no one. But the bluff is a crime scene, and Summer's death is still being investigated. Who's to say Scott Baldwin or one of his merry band aren't lurking around?
The police already have a suspect. They're focused on apprehending Luke Spencer. The only one who's still convinced of his innocence is Lucky. Well, Lucky's on the island, isn't he?
I haven't the slightest idea where Lucky is. I don't keep track of him. But if he had been on the bluff earlier, he'd know all about our plans for Nikolas.
I'll have your friend Lucky removed from the estate immediately.
Lucky's welcome on Spoon Island whenever he wants to come. And as my brother, he has unlimited access to my estate. You, if you're so bound and determined to marry a Cassadine, why don't you go after my uncle here? You're very well matched together.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You're both obsessed with money, and I'll do anything to get it. But see, I want to give credit where credit is due here. That whole sensitivity act thing you did, that was a nice strategy. And it might have been convincing if I wasn't engaged to a woman who really does have a heart.
He knows.
Obviously. And we have Lucky Spencer to thank.
Don't get sidetracked, Stefan. This is more than a setback. The only way to fix it is to tell Nikolas the whole truth. There's nothing to do but give Nikolas the bottom line. We'll all be paupers if he doesn't marry me.
Nikolas won't marry for money. He's too principled. He's too proud. Emily Quartermain must be taken out of
No,
the
your methods are too extreme. I'll solve the problem myself.
How?
It's this radical new approach. And it's called seduction. And it's infinitely more civilized than anything you've got planned.
You're on your Cassadine stripes tonight, huh? Blackmailing me into that cancer survivor group.
Don't expect me to apologize, okay? Because I'm not sorry. And I am just getting started. Blackmail, manipulation, threats, whatever. I'll do it all. You can scream at me. You can hate me. I don't care. I don't care, because I'll do whatever I have to do to keep you alive.
Oh, I'm too angry to die.
Good!
Good? I'm furious and you think that's good?
Yes.
Well, for your information, Nikolas, you're right. I am so angry at you. I actually feel alive more than I have in weeks, maybe months, maybe since the day I was first diagnosed. Don't you get tired of being infallible?
You've moved from anger right into delirium.
And you have moved past niceness into sainthood, Nikolas, propping me up through chemo and letting me obsess about my hair without ever once saying that hair is trivial or it's just hair or you're misplacing your anxiety, pretending to love me.
I'm not pretending. All my life I've been called cold and detached. And Lucky calls it the prince thing, but it's just my way of protecting myself.
From disappointment?
Yeah. I know from experience that people aren't necessarily dependable, so you don't invest too much because they just let you down anyway. I don't ask for promises because nobody ever keeps them. Except for you. You kept every promise you've ever made to me, eh? You're the exact opposite of cold and detached. You laugh and cry. In love with your whole heart. You make me want to be just like you. I have a stake in what happens to you, Emily. I mean to have you around for a very long time.
I mean to be.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was scared. I mean, I still am. But I'm not gonna hide in my fear anymore. I'm gonna fight this disease right down to the ground.
That's what I want to do.
And it's because of you, Nikolas. I mean, you dragged me kicking and screaming back into life, and I love you so much for that.